Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So thank you all for joining in for Srila Prabhupada's book study. We are studying Raja Vidya, the King of Knowledge. And then we'll go on to our regular everyday Kartik celebration. So we are in the last 5 days. Today is 22nd, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 6 more days. And from tomorrow onwards, the most auspicious Bhishma Panchaka Vrata starts for the next 5 days, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 27th is the last day of the Kartik month. The last 5 days of the Kartik month is celebrated as Bhishma Panchaka Vrata, where we perform additional austerities that will help us facilitate our advancement in bhakti. We're not interested in any austerities for the sake of it. Nor do we want any mystic powers. But why are we doing all these austerities? These austerities especially help us advance in bhakti. Right? Why is it called Bhishma Panchaka? Because we are actually offering our gratitude and prayers for the satisfaction of Bhishma Dev. Bhishma Dev is one of the Mahajans and is a pure devotee of the Lord. Right? The Lord, Bhishma Pitamaha left his body. We're looking at the lotus face of the Lord. And there's an entire chapter in Bhagavatam, Canto 1, which describes the prayers made by Bhishma Dev before he quit his body. Of course, he quit his body in Uttarayan, which is sometime in January. But as I understand, Lord Krishna declared that my pure devotee, who is Bhishma Pitamaha, he should be worshipped in the month of Srimati Radharani. Right? Srimati Radharani is the mother of all devotees. And Srimati Radharani's month, right? This month is especially made or designed in such a way that anybody who performs devotional service in this month will get 100 times benefit. So in this way, Krishna declared that whoever is my devotee will have to observe this Bhishma Panchaka fast on the last 5 days of the month of Kartik, the month of Srimati Radharani, to satisfy Bhishma Pitamaha. And in this way, whoever worships will attain the mercy of Srimati Radharani. So that is why we are observing this fast, which is called Bhishma Panchaka Vrata, 5 days fast. There are 3 levels of fasting. I'm sending you the link very shortly after the session. So you can go through that link, and every day we offer lotus flower one day, bilva leaf one day, like that. 5 days we offer 5 different things to the lotus feet of the Lord, to the thighs of the Lord, the navel of the Lord, like that. And in this way we observe whichever level of fast is convenient for us. We observe that fast for the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga. Generally for devotees, practicing devotees, a second level is advised. That means fasting on fruits and roots. So further details, you can refer to that, the link that I'm going to share in a while. All right, so let's come back to our today's study, which is Raja Vidya. Raja Vidya, the king of all knowledge, right? We started off this particular subject matter with the verse that Prabhupada quotes from Bhagavad Gita. Idam tu te guyatamam pravakshyam anusuyave jnanam vijnana sahitam yajnatva mokshase shubhat. Right? Simply by this knowledge, one can attain moksha. What is moksha? Mukti hitvan yatharupam swarupena vyavastidhi. By understanding Bhagavad Gita and following in the principles of Bhagavad Gita, by following in the confidential information given in the Bhagavad Gita, Raja Vidya, Rajaguhyam, Pavitram idamuttamam, Pratyakshavagamam dharmyam, Susukam kartum avyayam. When you understand the purport of why this is Raja Vidya, why this is the king of all knowledge, why is this the supremost of all secrets? Because it helps us transcend this world of duality and go back to that world where there is, where every walk is a dance and every word is a song, right? Because everything is done for the pleasure of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is what we were actually studying, right? When we completed yesterday, we saw how there are 8.4 million species. Out of that, 400,000 are human beings. And even within the 400,000 human beings, there is variation in the consciousness, right? And Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanaman Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. Out of this 8.4 million species, 400,000 are human species. Even amongst the human species, right? Not many people take up to the process of Krishna consciousness. Bahunam Janmanamante. After many lifetimes, one understands that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Vasudeva or Krishna is a cause of all causes. Sa Mahatmasu Durlabha. Such a great soul is very rare. Okay, so let's continue reading. If any devotee wants to read, you may raise your hand. So in the present day, most people claim to be devoted to some form of religion. Leela Nandini Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji Dandat Pranam. In the present day, most people claim to be devoted to some religion, Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, Buddhism, etc. But in fact, they do not really believe in the scriptures. Those who do not believe in the scriptures are by and large attached to pious philanthropic activities. They believe that religion means yajna, that is sacrifice, dana, charity, and tapas, penance. One who engages in tapasya voluntarily undertakes very rigid regulations like those brahmachari students, celibates, or sannyasis, renunciates undertake. Charity means voluntarily giving away one's material possessions. In the present age, there is no sacrifice, but from historical literatures like the Mahabharata, we get information that kings perform sacrifices by distributing rubies, gold, and silver. Rubies, gold, and silver. Yajna was primarily for kings and charity. Yajna was primarily for kings and charity. On a much smaller scale, was meant for householders. Those who actually believed in scriptures usually adopted some of these principles, but generally, in this age, people simply say they belong to a religion, but in actuality do nothing. Out of millions of such people, a very small number actually perform charity, sacrifice, and penance. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu further points out that out of millions who perform such religious principles all over the universe, only a few attain perfection and perfect knowledge and understand what they are. Just knowing I am not this body, I am spirit soul is not sufficient. We have to escape this entanglement of material existence. This escape is called mukti, liberation. Out of many thousands of persons who are in self knowledge as to what and who they are, only one or two may actually be liberated. And out of many thousands who are liberated, only one or two may understand what and who Krishna is. So, understanding Krishna is not such an easy job. Thus, in this age of Kali, an age characterized by ignorance and chaos, liberation is out of reach of practically everyone. One has to go through the whole ordeal of becoming civilized, then religious, and then one has to give charity and perform sacrifices and come to the platform of knowledge. Then come to the stage of liberation, and finally, after liberation, come to the understanding of what Krishna is. This process is also indicated in the Bhagavad Gita. Brahma Buddha Prasannatma na sochati na kankshati sama sarveshu bodeshu mad bhaktim labade param. One who is thus transcendently situated and once realizes the Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed to every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service to me. Bhagavad Gita, chapter
Hare Krishna.
18.54. Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you,
Hare
Mataji.
Bol Mataji. Thank you, thank you.
Hari Bol. Thank you, Mataji. So, Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanaman Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. So, one who engages in devotional service is very rare, and such a person is a great soul. And then what Prabhupada is mentioning is the verse which talks about what is the level in which people attain to pure devotional service to the Lord. In such a state, in such a state of mind where one neither laments nor desires. Laments for something that one wants to have, or na shochati na kankshati. So one neither hankers nor one laments. Right? One hankers means something that is never got. So we hanker for something which we've never got, but we lament for something which we got but we lost. Right? Some or the other, we got some precious treasure, but unfortunately we lost it. And what are we doing? We are lamenting over what we lost. And then otherwise we are hankering over what we've never got. Oh, I wanted this, I've not got it, like that. So as long as we are hankering or lamenting, we cannot perform pure devotional service because we are always in anxiety. Minimum, we should have at least peace, right? We should understand that the Lord is the supreme owner, the supreme controller, the supreme enjoyer of everything. And in that way, we get this peace formula, which is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 5.29. Because of that, understanding that, we get peace in our hearts. And when we get peace in the heart, then we no longer hanker or lament. And that is the platform where we can perform pure devotional service. And is this a sign of liberation? Yes, it is a sign of liberation. What is liberation? Liberation means mukti hitvan yatha rupam swarupena vyavastitihi. We are situated in our constitutional position and we are serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is actually the important definition of liberation or mukti. Let's go ahead. Who'll read now? Shobhami Mataji, go ahead. These are the signs of liberation.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
These are the signs of liberation. The first symptom of one who is liberated is that he is very happy. It is not possible to find him morose, nor does he have any anxiety. He never frets. This thing I don't have. Oh, I must secure this thing. Oh, this bill I have to pay. I have to go there, here, there. One who is liberated has no anxieties at all. He may be the poorest man in the world, but he neither laments nor thinks he is poor. Why should he think he is poor? When we think we are these material bodies and have possessions to go with them, then we think we are poor or rich. But one who is liberated from the material conception of life has nothing to do with possessions or lack of possessions. I have nothing to lose and nothing to gain. He thinks I am completely separate from all this, nor does he see anyone else as rich or poor, educated or uneducated, beautiful or ugly. He does not see any material dualities, for his vision is completely on the spiritual platform, and he sees that every living entity is a part and parcel of Krishna. Thus, seeing all entities in their true identity, he tries to take them back to Krishna consciousness. His viewpoint is that everyone, whether he be Brahma or Shudra, black or white, Hindu or Christian, should come to Krishna consciousness. When one is situated in this way, then Mad Bhaktim Labate Param, he becomes eligible for becoming a pure devotee of Krishna. Practically speaking, this process is not very easy in this age of Kali. In Srimad Bhagavatam, a description is given of the people of this age. Their duration of life is said to be very short. They tend to be phlegmatic and slow and to sleep a great deal. And when they are not sleeping, they are easy earning money. At most, they only have 2 hours a day for spiritual activities. So what is the hope for spiritual understanding? It is also stated that even if they are anxious to make spiritual progress, there are many pseudo-spiritual societies to take advantage of them. People are also characterized in this age as being unfortunate. They have a great deal of difficulty meeting the primary demands of life: eating, defending, mating, and sleeping. Necessities that are met even by the animals. Even if people are meeting these necessities in this age, they are always anxious about war, either defending themselves from aggressors or having to go to war themselves. In addition to this, there are aggressors or having to go to war themselves.
No, in addition to this, there are always disturbing diseases
and economic problems in Kali Yuga. Therefore, Lord Sri Krishna considered that in this age it is impossible for people to come to the perfectional stage of liberation by following the prescribed rules and regulations.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
So we know this verse, right? Kale doshe nidhe rajan astihi ekon mahan gunah kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha param brajet. Right? Kale doshe nidhe rajan. Kali Yuga is full of faults. Right? We are always quarrelsome. We always misunderstand people. We want to fight at every possible instance. Right? That is the symptom of Kali Yuga. Prayen alpa yushasabhya kalau asmin yuge jana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya upadhritaha. So Kali Yuga people are generally unfortunate. They are unqualified. They always misunderstand. They are always quarrelsome. Right? So they are manda sumanda matayo. They are foolish. They are not at all intelligent. Right? Manda bhagya means they are not at all fortunate. They are not fortunate. They are not intelligent. Then they are very lazy and they are quarrelsome. So these are the qualities of Kali Yuga. Right? Kale doshe nidhe rajan. So Kali Yuga is full of all these vices. Right? Kale doshe nidhe rajan astihi ekon manahan gunaha. There is one good quality about Kali Yuga. What is that? Kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha param vrajet. Simply by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In this way, one can become cleansed of one's material propensities and can get over the three modes of material nature. Right? How is it possible? It is simply possible only by chanting Hare Krishna. Right? And Prabhupada is saying here, it is impossible for such people to get to the particular stage of liberation by following the rules and regulations. Why? Because we are manda sumanda. We cannot understand or practice any rules and regulations. That is why the easiest method is given to us in Kali Yuga, where people have all these obnoxious qualities and they are influenced by the age of Kali. Right? Simply by chanting Hare Krishna, we will be able to get over all of this influence of Kali Yuga. And then let's see what is the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who wants to read this? Yeah, Sridhar Prabhu, go ahead. Thus, out of his causeless mercy,
Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam.
Thus, out of his cashless mercy, Sri Krishna came as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and distributed the mean to the highest perfection of life and spiritual ecstasy by chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This process of chanting is most practical and it does not depend on whether one is liberated or not, or whether one's condition is conducive to principal life or not. Whoever takes to the process become immediately purified. Therefore, it is called pavitram, pure. Furthermore, for one who takes to the Krishna conscious process, the seeds of latent reactions into his sinful action and all nullified. Just as a fire turns whatever we put into ashes, this process turns to ashes all the sinful reactions of our past lives. We must understand that our suffering is due to our sinful activity and sinful activity is due to our ignorance. Sin or transgression are committed by those who do not know what is what. A child, for instance, will naively put his hand in a fire because of ignorance. He is thus burned immediately, for the fire is impartial and does not allow any special consideration for the innocent child. It will be simply act as fire. Similarly, we do not know how this material world is functioning and who is the controller is, nor how it is controlled, and due to our ignorance, we act in foolish ways. But but nature is so stringent that she does not allow us to escape the reactions of our actions. Whatever we commit and act knowingly or unknowingly, the reactions and the consequent sufferings are there. However, through knowledge, we can understand what the actual situation is, who God is, and what our relationship with Him. The knowledge by
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Dandat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna.
Yeah. So here, what is being told by Prabhupada? The nature of law is so stringent. Karma Yoga is very, very stringent. It's not that ignorance of law can actually enable us to get freed from the reactions of our sinful activity. Like, for example, when we go to the US, right, they have the opposite side of driving. Right? When we go there and tell them, oh, I didn't know, that is why I drove on the wrong side. Are we going to get pardoned for it? No, we'll have to pay fine. So the ignorance of the law of any country is not a pardonable offense. Similarly, the ignorance of the law of the Lord, we commit sinful actions like meat eating, gambling, intoxication, illicit sex, and we say, I didn't know about it. I have not read the Shastras. Right? In the human form of life, we are supposed to do that. If we don't do that, then that itself is constituting a sinful activity. So ignorance of the laws of nature or the ignorance of the laws given by the Lord is not an excuse to not following the rules and regulations given in the scriptures. Whether or not we know it or not, we are going to be suffering by the consequences of the actions that we are performing. That is why it is said, where we perform karma, then we get results. We perform vikarma, then we get bad results. So what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to do a karma. A karma means that activity for which we are not attached to the result. That activity which we don't think, I am the controller, I am the doer. Right? Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita also about the three doers. Right? As Jiva, we only desire. And then the Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead, He sanctions. And then Prakriti carries out those activities. Right? So we can never say that I have planned this action, I have done this action. Right? There is no intervention. We cannot say that. Because the three doers, the most important is the Supreme Personality of Godhead who sanctions. The desire, if the jiva does not desire, then the Supreme Lord also will not sanction. So jiva's desire is also very important, and that is what is within our control. And then the Supreme Lord sanctions, and then Prakriti or material nature carries it out. So in that way only, Daivi Hayesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mameva Ye Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. How can we cross over Maya, the threefold miseries of material existence? How do we transcend the three modes of material nature? It is by simply surrendering unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. So that is in sum and substance the summary of what we have read today. And that is the way in which we can actually get out of suffering. And that is the way in which we can experience eternal bliss. Okay, so we'll continue this first chapter. A little bit of it is left, and then we'll start with the second chapter tomorrow. Grantaraj, Raja Vidya, the King of Knowledge ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Now we'll quickly go on to our recitations for today and every day that we're doing in the month of Kartik. So we are going to recite the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is entitled Devotional Service, Bhakti Yoga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Arjuna Vacha. Evam satata yukta ye bhaktasvam paryupasate ye chapyaksharam avyaktam tesham ke yoga vittamaha. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Mayaveshamano ye mam nitya yukta upasate shraddhaya parayopetas me yukta tamamataha etvaksharam manirdesham avyaktam paryupasate sarvatragam achintyam cha kutastam achalam dhruvam sanniyamyendriya gramam sarvatra samabuddhayah te prapnuvanti mameva sarvabhuta hite rataha klesho adhikatarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam अव्यक्ता ही गतिर दुःखम देहवद् वीरवाप्यते ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्पराः अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्यु संसार सागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसां मय्येव मन आदत्स्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवशिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः अथ चित्तं समादातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामि चाप्तुं धनञ्जय अभ्यासेऽपि समर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थम् अपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि अतैतत् अपि अशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुरु यतात्मवान् श्रेयो हि ज्ञानम् अभ्यासात् ज्ञानात् ध्यानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागस्त्यागा शान्तिरनन्तरम् अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखसुखक्षमी सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यथात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितः मनोबुद्धिर्यो मद्भक्तसमे प्रियः यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोको लोकान्नो द्विजते च यः हर्षवर्षभयोद्वेगैर्मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः अनपेक्षा शुचिर्दक्षा उदासीनो गतव्यतः सर्वारम्भ परित्यागी यो मद्भक्तसमे प्रियः यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभ परित्यागी भक्तिमान् समे प्रियः समशत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानपमानयोः शीतोष्णासुखदुःखेषु समसङ्ग विवर्जितः तुल्यनिन्दा स्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेत स्थिरमतिर्भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः ये तु धर्मामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्धाधान मत्परमा भक्तस्तातिव मे प्रियाः हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So now we will do the chanting from canto 10 of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter number 31, which is entitled Gopi Geetam, or Gopis feeling of separation from the Lord, prayers of the gopis who are singing songs in separation from the Lord. So let's quickly start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Gopya Uchuhu. Oh, let me share my screen. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. The Gopi songs of separation, also called the Gopi Geet. Gopya Uchuhu Jayati Dedikam Janmana Vraja Shrayata Indira Shashwadatrahi Daita Drisyatam Dikshutavakas Tvaidrita Savas Tvam Vichinvate Sharadudashaye Krishna Sadhu Jata Sat Sarasi Jodhara Krishna Shri Mushadrisha Suratanathate Krishna Shulkadasika Varadanighnato Krishna Neha Kim Vadha Vishajalapyayad Krishna Vyala Rakshasad Varshamarutad Krishna Vaidutanalat Vrishamayatmajat Krishna Vishwato Bhayad Rishabhate Vayam Krishna Rakshita Muhu Nakalu Gopika Krishna Nandano Bhavan Agila Dehinam Krishna Antaratmadrit Ikana Sartito Krishna Vishwaguptaye Sakaudeyivan Krishna Satvatam Kule Virachita Bhayam Krishna Vrishni Duryate Charanami Yusham Krishna Samshruter Bhayat Karasaroruham Krishna Kanta Kamadam Shirasi Dehina Krishna Shri Karagraham Prajajanardihan Krishna Virayoshitam Nijajanasmaya Krishna Dvamshanasmita Bhajasake Bhavat Krishna Kinkarismano Jalaruhananam Krishna Charudarshaya Pranata Dehinam Krishna Papakarshanam Tranacharanugam Krishna Sriniketanam Panifanarpitam Krishna Te Padambujam Pranupucheshuna Krishna Krindi Hrichayam Madhuraya Gira Krishna Valguvakyaya Budamanognaya Krishna Pushkare Kshana Vidikaririma Krishna Viramuyati Adarashidhuna Krishna Pyayayasvana Tavakatamritam Krishna Tapta Jivanam Kaviviriditam Krishna Kalmashapaham Shravana Mangalam Krishna Srimadattatam Bhuvi Grananti Ye Krishna Bhurida Jana Rahasitam Priya Krishna Prema Vikshanam Iharanam Chate Krishna Dhyana Mangalam Rahasi Samvido Krishna Ya Hridi Sprusha Kuhakano Manha Krishna Shobhayanti Chalasi Yadvrajat Charayan Pashun Nalina Sundaram Krishna Nathate Padam Shalatrunankurai Krishna Sidati Dina Kalilata Manha Krishna Kanta Gacchati Dina Parikshaye Krishna Nila Kuntalair Vanaruhananam Krishna Bhibradavutam Ganarajaswalam Krishna Darshayan Mohor Manasina Smaran Krishna Virayachasi Pranatakamidam Krishna Padmajarchitam Dharani Mandanam Krishna Deyamapadi Charana Pankajam Krishna Santamam Chate Ramananasanesh Arpayadhyam Suratavardhanam Krishna Shokanarsham Swarita Venuna Krishna Chushtu Chumbitam Itara Ragavi Smaranam Nranam Vitara Virana Naste Dharamritam Atatiyad Bhavan Krishna Ahanikananam Trutiyugayate Krishna Tvamakshatam Kutila Kuntalam Krishna Shri Mukam Chate Jadau Dikshatam Krishna Pakshma Kridrisham अतिसुतान्वया कृष्णा भ्रातृबान्धवान् अतिविलङ्घ्यते कृष्णा अन्त्य अच्युतागता गतिविदस्तवोद् गीतमोहिता कितवयोषिता कृष्णा कस्त्यजेनिषी प्रहसि संविदं कृष्णा हृच्छयोधयम् प्रहसिताननं कृष्णा प्रेम वीक्षणम् बृहदुरश्रियो कृष्णा वित्स्यदामते मुहुरति स्पृहा कृष्णा मुह्यते मनाः प्रजवनौकशां कृष्णा व्यक्तिरङ्गते वृजिनहिन्द्रलं कृष्णा विश्वमङ्गलम् त्यजमनक्षणस् कृष्णा त्वत्स्पृहात्मनां स्वजनहृदृजां कृष्णा यन्निषूदनम् यत्ते सुजातचरणाम्बुरुहं स्तनेषु पीताक्षणै प्रियदधीमहि कर्कशेषु तेनातभीमतसि तद्यततेन किं स्वेत् कूर्पादिभिर्भ्रमति धीर्भवदायुषं नः हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री गुरुदेव की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णवा वृंद की जय। ऑल गॉडीज assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा। All glories assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. Hare Krishna. So now we move on to our Damodarashtakam meditation. So we were singing of the glories of the Lord expressed in opulence. All of the opulences of the Lord are His being Sat, Chit and Ananda. So Satyavrata Muni actually starts by singing the opulence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? Namamishwaram Satchit Ananda Rupam. So the Rupa of the Lord is so beautiful that it is full of eternity, bliss and knowledge. That's what Satyavrata Muni starts speaking about the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I'm just trying to take that this so I can share it. Okay. Then Namamishwaram Satchit Ananda Rupam Blasat Kundalam. We also saw how the Kundalam is how the Kundalam is very, very fortunate. Why? Because the Kundalam is getting the fortune of kissing Lord Shri Krishna's cheeks as Krishna is running to and fro away from Mother Yashoda in fear of Mother Yashoda, because he's done something naughty and Mother Yashoda is bringing a stick behind him. And so he is very scared. And actually tears, ecstatic tears are there in his eyes, but those tears won't come out. So in this way, in the second verse, what we're going to discuss today is Rudantam Muhuntra. Rudantam means again and again wiping. Right? Rudantam Muhur Netra, the lotus eyes of the Lord. What is he doing? Continuously rubbing. Why? Karamboja Yugmena Shatanka Netram. Because Yashoda Maya is following him, he is very much afraid. His eyes are filled with fear. When we are filled with fear, what happens? Tears flow down from our eyes. But in order to increase the transcendental ecstasy of Krishna Lila, tears are not flowing down the eyes. Tears are caught in the eyes itself. Right? It's not flowing down the cheeks. Right? In this way, while the tears are not flowing down, what is Krishna doing? Krishna is rubbing his eyes. When we rub our eyes, what happens? Whatever is there inside the eye will come out. So in this way, he wanted to gain the mercy of Mother Yashoda by simply bringing the tears out on his face. Right? Mother Yashoda will be heart. Her heart will be melted to see, oh, my Krishna is crying like that. And secondly, the Acharyas also explains, Sanatana Goswami explains this pastime, wherein he says that the fear personified, the actual fear personified is actually fearful of Lord Sri Krishna, because you always want to serve and please the people whom we like, right? So in this way, Mother Satyavrata Muni is saying that seeing the stick in his mother's hand, he knows, oh, I have done some mistake. Now I'm very fearful of Mother Yashoda. because Mother Yashoda, who is the supreme embodiment of love and devotion, which is free from awe and reverence, right? Completely intimate love for Krishna. She is angry with him. And in this way, the person who's feared by fear personified is fearful of Mother Yashoda. Right? Karamboja yugmena satanka netram muhushwasa kampa. Muhushwasa means his breathing has become very fast because he's very fearful and also he's been running away from Mother Yashoda. His breathing has become very fast. Muhushwasa kampa trirekanka khanta. Khanta means neck. Right? We are wearing this kanti mala. Right? That means we are declaring ourselves to be the servant of Srimati Tulasi Maharani, that we always want to engage in the service of Krishna. Right? In the kanti or in the neck of Lord Sri Krishna, there is 3 lines like a conch shell. In a conch shell also we see there are 3 lines. Right? And in that beautiful neck, right, which has got these 3 lines, which is in the shape of a conch shell, while a pearl necklace is lying down there, and that pearl necklace is also jumping as Krishna is moving and walking. That pearl necklace is also jumping like that, quickly shaking. And at the same time, Lord Krishna is crying, his breathing is fast, and he's also rubbing his eyes. Right? Stitagraivam damodaram bhakti baddham. Very important words, bhakti baddham. So this Lord is not conquerable by any kind of external things, right? Because they brought the whole rope of Vrindavan. But finally, Radharani's ribbon actually could tie up Lord Sri Krishna. Right? So in this way, the Lord was not bound by ropes. The Lord was bound by the ropes of his mother's love. Right? The Lord can only be bound by bhakti baddham. Baddham means to get tied. Right? And bhakti baddham, that means it's only by bhakti that we can tie the Supreme Personality of Godhead. To that Dama Udhara, Dama means rope, Udhara means belly. To that Damodara, who is bound not by ropes, but by the love and devotion of his mother, I pay my obeisances again and again. So that is the meditation of verse number 2 of Damodara Ashtakam. So with that consciousness, let us now sing the most beautiful song written by Satyavrata Muni, which is called Damodara Ashtakam. Ashtakam means 8 verses. 8 verses glorifying the Supreme Lord Damodara, who allowed his mother to tie him with the ropes of her own love and devotion. Okay, so let's start. Let me share my screen and then we'll start with our Damodara Ashtakam meditation for today. Namamishwaram Shachidanandarupam Nasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashodhabhiyolukaladavamanam Paramrishamatyanta Dodruta Gopya Rudantamuhurnetra Yukmam Rijantam Parambuja Yugmena Satanka Netram Mushwasakamba Trirekhanka Khanda Sitagraivam Damodaram Bhakti Badham Tidrikshvalila Virananda Kunde Swagosham Nimajjanta Makyapayantam Adiyeshitagneshu Bhaktairjitatvam Puna Prematastam Chatavriti Vande Param Deva Muksham Shavadimva Achanyam Vrineham Varishadapriya Idam Deva Purnata Gopala Balam Swadame Manasya Virashtam Himande Te mukam bojam atyanta nilay Ritam kundhalay sneka rakte shagoya Chumbitam bimba raktadaram me Manasya virashtam malam lakshulabhay Namo deva damodar ananta vishnu Vasida prabhu dukha jala bhimagnam Kripa drishti vrishyati dhinam batano Yonesha mamagyam ye jakshidrisha कुबेरात्मजौ बाद्ध मूर्त्यैर्भयाद्वत् त्वयामुचितौ भक्तिभाजौ कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयच्छ नमोक्षे ग्रहो मे दामोदरेण नमस्तेस्तु धाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिदाम्ने अधियोदरायात् स्वसदाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तोभ्यं नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तोभ्यं नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तोभ्यं Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Radha, Damodar Radha, Jaya Yashoda Damodar, Yashoda Damodar Shri Radha. Jai Jaya Prabhupada, Gurudev Jai Jai Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrind ki Jai, Samveda Bhakta Vrind ki Jai. All glories assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glory to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So thank you all for joining in. Meet you all tomorrow morning, 5 o'clock for the Brahma Muhurta chanting session. And then we'll meet you all again in the evening at 6 p.m. To continue with our Kartik celebration. Oh no, tomorrow is Ekadashi. So tomorrow we will have our recitation in the morning. I am giving Chaitanya Charitamrita class at 2 o'clock. So we will finish our recitation from 11 o'clock. So we'll start at 11 o'clock in the morning. And tomorrow is also the auspicious Bhishma Panchaka Vrata, Ekadashi Vrata in the month of Kartik, the month of Srimati Radharani. So we will start at 11 o'clock. And then we will first start with the study of Raja Vidya, the king of all knowledge. Raja Vidya, the king of knowledge book, we will study first. Then we'll move on to our recitation from Srimad Bhagavatam, which is Gopi Geetam. And then we will do Damodarashtakam prayers. And then we will do our meditation on verse number 3 tomorrow of the Damodarashtakam. And then we will do, then we will sing the Damodarashtakam song. And then we will go on to Bhagavad Gita, recitation of the 700 verses. Right? So I guess it would take about 2 hours, 11 to 1. So I request you to join in if you all are free. And then we'll meet at 2 o'clock for Chaitanya Charitamrita class. And then we'll meet again in the evening at 6 o'clock. So we have 3 Sandhya program tomorrow, morning, afternoon, and evening. So I request devotees to join us. The more, the merrier, for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. And in this auspicious month of Kartik, we get 100 times benefit for all the devotional services. And what better to speak? Tomorrow is the auspicious occasion of Ekadashi also, and Bhishma Panchaka Vrata also. So please join us. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Srila Gurudeva ki Jai, Ananta Koji Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So we have devotees giving us nice darshan. Thank you, Karpagavali Mataji, Sarva Gopeshwari Mataji, Sridhar Prabhu, Shruti Mataji, Rajneesh Sharma Prabhu, Vijayalakshmi Priya Mataji, and all the devotees. Thank you very much for joining in. Panchakalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari 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 Bol. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. And I shared our recording with His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu for his birthday. So if we get a response, then I will share it back with you all. All right. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande.